Hi there. Wanted to show you something that I figured out that might be useful to some of you who want to have a GPS to use in a cockpit layout. Now, just to give you an idea, I'm using a 3-monitor setup here that I discussed in a previous video. Now, I finally tried the 60-degree field of view. What I've done is moved this back so that I have each one of the 3 monitors has a 60-degree field of view. Here's a graphic from my previous video showing that layout. You can see for my specific size monitors. And that gives me 180 degrees, so you can see I'm looking out the wing line on each side there. Now this is in the Baron. You'll see why in a second. Now the instrument panel I have is on a separate monitor. Actually, there's 3 monitors. There's an overhead monitor, which I don't have much on, just the compass, but it's useful in some aircraft. And then the forward instrument panel, and then a side instrument panel that will be repositioned closer to the other one, but I'm in the process of rearranging the sim in lieu of the new monitor arrangement. As you can see, this is with Air Manager, so I do have touch control to adjust radio frequencies and so on. So the instrumentation is cool. In fact, I don't know why, but for some reason, accidentally moved the vertical speed over here when it should be right in here. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I did want to show you this awesome, though, 180-degree field of view with just a single video card and using moderately powered computer. As you can see, I'm only getting 20.8, about 21 frames per second, which is a little low, but we'll get a new video card here shortly. This is a 170 now, a GTX 170. Now what I wanted to show you is as you can see, I've got Air Manager allows me to do almost all the instruments, but as a real-life pilot who would like to practice, I'd really need the GPS, and I've struggled with X-Plane. I love X-Plane. I think it's probably the best sim out there, but I also really dislike the fact that I had no way to control the GPS without using the mouse, and that's what I'm kind of against, is using the mouse, because it's unrealistic. So let me show you what I've done. As you know, you can click and get the mouse on the right screen here. Now what I've got here is I've got an iPad here, and I've got the iPad connected to the simulator that's running the visual with an X-Plane. I've got it connected with Duet Display, which is a software, fairly cheap software you can buy for your Apple iPad. Now I take that Apple iPad and what I've done is connected it and I made it an additional monitor. Now I'm not running X-Plane on those monitor. That monitor is just an unused monitor. And what I've done is launched a template. You can see I've made a template the shape of the screen from the GPS in X-Plane, and I've filled the screen with it. I think this is 1024 wide, so it's plenty big. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mouse and I'm going to go over here, and I don't know if you can see my mouse there on the main screen, but I'm going to click and pop out the GPS. And then I'm going to go up here to the corner and click it so that it's a undockable window. Then I'm going to drag it down onto my monitor someplace, and then I'm just going to click the little fill screen button. Okay, so I click the fill screen button. Let me do that again. I didn't catch that on video, but basically what I did was I dragged it down onto the screen so I could see it, and I clicked the fill screen button. And since it's sized the same, you can see I have a GPS screen showing through the overlaying mask. Now, using Air Manager, I have to set keep on top and lock so that it won't slide around. But the cool thing is now, this thing, all these buttons are touch controlled. I can say direct, and it'll go direct. I can say clear. I can demonstrate the range change here. See the range? Hitting the range button. I can bring the range back out. Over here I can change swap the VOR frequencies or the COM frequencies, and I can go down here to this knob and I can touch the outer ring You can see it's touch control, and you can see I'm changing the frequency up there on the top, the highlighted one there. And of course, I can use the swap button. And if I touch the inner ring, see, there's the outer ring, there's the inner ring. I can change I can find the fine values there. I don't know if you can see those moving. Maybe if I get in a little closer, but you can see that as I grab the small one, I can change the fine values, and then just touch the swap button to swap those out. Anyway, that's how it works. It's a fairly simple fix, and it really does give you just about everything you need without the expensive hardware. Duet display is about $9.99 on the Apple iTunes Store, and Air Manager is about $30, and both of these apps have other utilities beyond this one application. So let me review what we've done here. First, I showed you the main instrument panels. Those were all run on a separate computer with Air Manager. Air Manager allows you to create instruments, create panel layouts, and it interfaces either through a network or on the same computer as the computer running your simulator. So let's forget about that. Let's focus on what you see on the screen here. That's where we're really interested. We have a 3-monitor visual that's running X-Plane 11. And we also have the iPad connected with a lightning cable to the USB port on the computer. So the sequence to get this running would be something like this. Go ahead and start Air Manager on the computer, and then open the gauge or the instrument that has that bezel with the hole in the middle. You drag that to the Duet display monitor and align it with the bottom of the screen. Now, I had my Duet monitor set for a width of 124, so I resized that gauge before opening it to that same size. Then it's just a matter of starting up your sim and popping out the GPS and dragging it into the screen. And once you get it on the screen, clicking the fill screen button so that it's sized to fill the screen and match up with the bezel that was made with Air Manager. Be sure to lock it and put it always on top so that if you would click on by accident on the screen of X-Plane, that it wouldn't come on top of that. Only one caveat: I've just started using this. I haven't tested it a great deal, but it seemed to work just fine in my initial tests. If you already own an iPad, it's really not a bad investment of about $40 to put you in this kind of hardware simulation to get rid of your mouse and be able to operate the GPS without the use of your mouse, if you don't want to spend the money for a hardware solution. As an added benefit, the Duet will serve as another monitor whenever you're using your computer, especially handy with a laptop when you're on the road to have a second monitor. And Air Manager certainly has a lot more to offer in the way of instrument panels. I think there's almost 450 instruments available for free download for the software if you're a user. There's a wide range of instruments there, and many of them are community built and shared among users. It does support FSX and prepared, but for me, X-Plane in its current iteration is the only way to go. Not only does it fly like an airplane, but now the scenery and weather and other features are surpassing prepared, I think. If you're considering building a multi-monitor simulator, I would encourage you to look at my other videos, one on X-Plane 11 Multi-View, and also one on the geometry of laying out the monitors for the optimum visual effect. I hope this has been somewhat useful to you, and I appreciate any comments below. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in any future videos I might do. Thanks a lot.